Can you guys hear me? Good evening. Okay, there's the notification. Now I'll turn this off. Okay, so the thumbs up means you can hear me. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so comments are pulled up on both sides. So I've got the comments for YouTube up, and then the comments for Facebook is working. Yes. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Today is Monday. What is this? Oh, it's Cyber Monday, right? So Cyber Monday, and the date is the 29th, right? Tomorrow's the 30th, the last day of the month. I have a really cute project for you tonight, but we're not using the otters. I just have him sitting out here because he makes me smile. So this is going to be a stamp set that is going to be available in January during celebration. So we're just going to look at him because he's so cute. A couple housekeeping notes. Today is the last day for my Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday special. All the details are on my website. So there's that. And then bingo is Saturday. I have not pulled the registration because I know that it was a crazy last week, you know, with Thanksgiving and everything. So I will pull the registration in the morning. So everyone that registered, I will be emailing you tomorrow with the supply list. Okay, now for tonight. So for bingo, we're using packaging by Stampin' Up. Let me grab the catalog. So this time, to make it easier, since it is the holidays, I chose to use the gift packaging that we have in the catalog. And the packaging that we have a lot, and it's pretty fantastic. So when I was trying to decide which items that I was going to use, it would have been so nice to use the little mini jam jars, but I can't ship those to y'all. They won't fit in a class packet. The only way I could swing that is if y'all paid for like priority mail boxes for packaging. And so we can't use those in the class, but I can still show y'all a project that you can make with your leftover supplies. So that's what we're going to be making tonight, is a little holder for the mini jam jar. And the supplies are cherry cobbler cardstock that measures 6.5 by 11, and some scraps of basic white. Now this sheet of paper that I'm using tonight was not used in the class packet. So you're going to have a whole sheet of this. Now I've gone ahead and cut it up, but first you want to get your cat, because we're going to be using this image. We're going to fussy cut that. And then now these pieces, this one measures approximately 3/8 by 6 3/8. And that's approximate because this is just like a leftover piece. And then I decided that I had a way to use it. Then this piece measures 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. And then these three pieces measure 2 3/8 by 1 3/8. Okay, so I'm standing here trying to figure out where do I start? We'll start with this part. So I'm going to get my Simply Scored scoring tool, and I'm going to place it on the portrait side, which is the 6.5 inch side. And I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch and 2 inches. And I'm going to do that on both sides. So I'm just going to flip it around and 1/2 inch and 2 inches. And now on the 11-inch side, I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, 3, 4.5, and 7. Isn't he so cute? Okay, so now we're going to do some cutting. Now, you can use your scissors to do this if you want to. I like using the trimmer because we're cutting such a large section off that it's nice if it's really straight, okay? So what I'm going to do, see this 1/2 inch section right here? There's not that down here, okay? So remember, keep your 1/2 inch area down here, and then you're going to be cutting not this first score line, but this second one. You're going to cut from here all the way to the end. So I'm going to place that line on my track. You can see it right there. And I'm going to come down here and line up my blade at the 8 inch and cut up. Okay, so there's that part. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this next one. So let me show you. This one here, okay? So line it up, bring your blade down to the 8 inches and cut. Now we want to cut straight across. So the same thing, I'm just going to line this up. Oh, goodness gracious, I can't see that far. Let's do it this way. I was going to say, I can't see. Well, I can't see there either. Hold on. I can see here. So what we're doing is we're lining this line up. See, we're lining that score line up in the track, and we're going to be cutting from 2 inches out. Does that make sense? Like I said, you could use your scissors if you want. Oh no, I cut this crooked. Well, that's okay. So we'll keep going. I cut one in advance because I knew that I was probably going to mess up tonight. I'm just going to flip it. So now we need to do this side. So bring the blade to the 2 inches and cut. So here's how it looks right now. Now we're going to use our scissors, and again we're looking at this 1/2 inch section down here, and we're going to cut there. And I will have a box template for this that I'll put on my website. It won't be tonight, but it will be hopefully tomorrow. Okay, now angle cut that just a smidge. Over here, I'm just going to angle cut this a little bit. And angle cut that. Angle cut that. Now we're going to fold on all those score lines and burnish with our bone folder. So did y'all buy anything today for Cyber Monday? I actually bought mine and David's Christmas present. We are getting a Roomba. And I know I'm kind of behind. Like a lot of people that I know have them, and for some reason we've just resisted doing it. So yes, I ordered myself one today, it's mine and David's Christmas present. We decided that was what we were going to get this year. When you've been married for 30 years, Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm laughing just because, yes, we have joint gifts now. So what we're going to do is place this on our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to cut out this circle, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to place this down, a 1, 2, and a 3. Now this is a little tricky because these sides exceed past your machine. So what you want to do is tuck those under, okay? So tuck them under, and then you're going to place this in the center, and I am going to use some purple tape to hold that in place. Make sure it's in the middle there. Now I'm going to move this out of the way. I don't want to lose my die. Put that back on my magnet sheet. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Now, because I messed up on the cutting, I whacked off, I cut really crooked. I figured I would because it's kind of hard. Everything looks the same, except look how much I accidentally, I kind of veered to the left. So we're going to ditch this one, and we're going to go to this one. I did not fold this one. I knew I was going to mess up, so. Okay. So we're going to set this aside for a few minutes, and we're going to work on this piece here, and we're going to stamp our greeting. So I'm using Cherry Cobbler ink, and the stamp set is Sweet Little Stockings, Santa Paws. I don't know what it is about Cherry Cobbler ink, but every time I stamp with it, I always get it all over myself. I don't know how I do that, but yeah, I always do. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. So now I'm just going to take my paper trimmer again and just trim this down. And then trim on the right. This is not an exact measurement. It can be, I'm just basically just trimming it down, okay? And I think my sample might actually be thicker than that, but it works no matter what size it is. So now I'm going to take my paper snips, and we're going to fussy cut her. I just love that expression. Isn't it so funny? And it's so typical of cats. I'm going to try to go slow and not mess up. It doesn't have to be perfect. I promise you that whoever you give this to, they're just going to love it, regardless of how good or bad your fussy cutting is. I'm concentrating. That's the reason for my silence. We have our jokes ready for bingo. And that is going to be held over on my same place as always, my Facebook business page. I won't be able to do it on 2 platforms because there would be absolutely no way to manage the comments and what have you. Grumpy cat. Okay, so now we've got our greeting, we've got our kitty cat. We're going to take this piece here. Oh, where's my jar? Okay, here we go. And we're going to attach it to the jar. And yes, it does not fit. The measurement that I gave you is accurate, but mine doesn't measure that because I did not want to cut another 12 by 12 sheet. I do not like wasting my designer series paper. So we're just going to pretend that this measures, what did I say? 3/8 by 6 5/8. Okay, come on, you stubborn glue dot. There we go. That one worked so much better. He was cooperating. I shouldn't have said anything. One more. You can use whatever adhesive you want, but I like using glue dots for stuff like this because usually glue dots work really well. Okay, so wrap it around. Now you could use ribbon, but I looked and I don't think that we have cherry cobbler ribbon. We have several real reds, but no cherry cobbler. Now we need our tear and tape for this part. So we're going to add tear and tape to this section here. And I'm going to take the backing off with my Take Your Pick tool. And then I am going to fold this over just like that, okay? Hopefully y'all saw that. And now we're going to add tear and tape to these sides. I'm going to take the backing off. And I'm only going to do one side at a time. So I'm going to fold this or slide this in. And then my hand is inside there, like making sure it attaches properly. Okay. Now for this one. Same thing. I'm just bringing my hand in from that hole. And then press. Okay, see how I did that? Okay, let's add our designer series paper. So this is going to go up here like that. I had a hard time deciding which side of paper to use, but look, that's like a headless cat and a half of a face of a dog. So I went with this pattern and we fussy cut her out. Let me get my liquid glue. Okay. Yeah, I bought the Roomba and I also got the mopping one. I can't remember what it's called now. So we got both. We got the mop and we got the vacuum. So I clean the tubs and the toilets, and my husband cleans the showers. And the floor oftentimes gets skipped because, you know, when you have a dog, it doesn't matter whether you mop or not. The next day it's going to look like you didn't mop. So I'm more excited about getting the mop because now I see myself using that a whole lot more. What else did I buy? I bought something else. Oh, I bought a headboard for our guest bedroom. It wasn't on sale, but it was just like $100. Yeah, just a headboard. Isn't it crazy the things we're buying online now? Who would have thought we'd buy a headboard online? Okay, so there's that. I should have used a little bit more glue, but it'll be okay. So now we're going to add the greeting right down here, and I'm just going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals. That's going to go right there. Now, before we add her, I'm going to take one of these matte decorative dots. This is also, this is going to be in y'all's swag bag, is a packet of these. And so we have lots of extras. And we're going to put that on her nose. And then we're going to go ahead and add the jar right there, like that. And then we're going to slide her in here, and I'm going to add her with dimensionals, or just one. She doesn't need any more than that. And then we want to add, I'm going to bring her up a little bit higher. Doesn't her face just make you laugh? Now we want to add a little bit of twine. So I'm going to take 2 pieces of the, what is this called? Basic Essentials. I don't know. It's hard to remember the name, isn't it? So I'm just going to tie a bow. So those of you that are getting the bingo class packet, I'm not giving you the supplies to make this because of the jam jar, but you can make this with your leftover designer series paper, because we didn't use that sheet in the class, or we're not using it in the class on Saturday. Okay, let me trim the ends. And I like to curl the ends, so you can use your bone folder to curl it. And then we're just going to add it right there with a glue dot. Let's see if it's going to be stubborn again. Nope, it's on there. I almost thought that it wasn't on there, but it is. Okay, don't you love it? Isn't it so cute? Okay, so here's the one I made earlier. So this one I didn't raise it up far enough, which is fine, but it almost seems like he's like, you know, coming out of the jar. Anyway, so cute. Are y'all okay? So I was looking at questions. Thank you guys very much. I love the hearts. And yeah, the cat just makes the project, right? It just makes it. It's so cute. So I'm going to look for questions now before I sign off. Yeah, so I'm going to look at the Facebook questions first, and the jam jars, by the way, the mini jam jars, you get 6 of them, and they're in our annual catalog. So yeah, 6 of them. And for this one, I put, so a good choice to put in there are these yummy, oh, I forgot to mention that it is a little bit of a tight fit, but that's okay. It doesn't damage it, just be gentle. But these little yummy peppermint thingies, those are so good. That would be a great option to put in there. So it's a tight fit, but it's good because it don't come out. Okay, now I'm gonna look for questions. Thank you. So Ruth says, will you have ChicnScratch pink square this pick? Are you talking about my chick stand? Well, I sell those all the time, if that's what you're asking about. I'm not sure. Do you know when you're going to post your next Stampin' Showcase video? Melissa, I filmed it. I just have to get it on YouTube. So maybe I'll do that. I'm hoping tomorrow. I will email you what's going on in my life at the moment. Wait. What doesn't look great in the catalog? I'm so confused. Oh, yes, it could be modified for a K-cup. Absolutely. You just change the size of the circle. Yep. Okay, let's see. Does anybody know how I get the Stampin' tutorials? I'm a demonstrator. Laura, you just log into our team website and all the tutorials are there. So that's all you do. If you can't log into our team website, just let me know. And you can also post those questions on our Chicks Paper Ink group. Lots of those girls will happily answer you if I'm not available. Let's see. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for Coffee and a Card. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a good night.